Hi folks and welcome to today's video, 10 gym replacement exercises to avoid intensifying sciatica and herniated disc pain. Now, I do make a lot of good content for those folks out there suffering with low back pain issues, sciatica nerve pain, herniated disc, bulging discs, lumbar stenosis, lumbar arthritis. If that is you, hit that subscribe button. You'll be notified when I make some new content, upload it for you guys to get you back on the road to recovery. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So folks, today I want to go over 10 replacement exercises you can do for some of those common 10 things you will see people doing in the gym, and perhaps you're still doing this now with your herniated disc pain, sciatica nerve pain. Last week I did a video, it'll pop up at the end of this one, which went over 10 exercises you should try to avoid, and I promised you this week I would give you replacements. So let's get into it. So the first one I talked about was doing the classic toe touches, people trying to stretch their hamstring, stretch the lower back, okay? Not wise to do if you've got a herniated disc. What is a good replacement? Well, you may know this as the cat-cow or the cat-camel. I'll just show you here. Down on all fours, okay? And I want you to flex the spine a little bit forward, drop your head, and then extend. And you'll notice I'm not going full range here. I'm keeping it in the mid-range. There should be no pain. And this will gently mobilize the discs, get the synovial fluid moving between the joints. And it is a nice, safe mobilization exercise you can do if you're in the gym about to work out. Now, whereas before, you would have gone for the deadlift, okay? Not wise to do that. Deadlift was number 2 that I would choose to avoid. So I've replaced it with the bird dog. Now, I'm only going to show you bird dog with the legs because I think for most beginners that's a good place to start, okay? The bird dog exercise, I do actually have another video specifically on the bird dog. I'll actually link to that one at the end of this video, so please watch to the end. It is a very important exercise, great for stability, strengthening, sort of waking up the body before you start your workouts. Again, you're on all fours, and I'm just going to do the legs here, okay? So we want to find a neutral spine, so we're not extended, we're not overly flexed, we're somewhere neutral. And all we're going to do, we're going to take one leg and we're going to push it back. Okay, so you see my toes pointing to the ground. Okay, I'm not kicking up in the air, what you see a lot of people do. I want to push it back away from me. Hold that for a count of 2. I bring it back in. I just graze the ground with my knee there, and then I extend it back out again. Bring it in, and I'm trying to stabilize my body so I don't fall over, keeping a nice solid spine and back. Hold for a second, squeeze those glutes, and bring it back. And you would do 6 on each side, change legs, get yourself set, not extended, overly extended, not overly rounded, neutral position, extend it back, okay? Hold. Now upper body wise, you don't want to have your shoulders drop through. You want to push away from the floor, okay? Lock those elbows there, push away, and you'll finish with, if my shoulders are here, hips are here, and the back of my foot is here, okay? There's a nice straight line going through. 6 each side, take a minute's rest, do another 6. Just stay with the legs if you're a complete beginner, you've got some back pain, sciatica pain, start at the lowest, easiest level, all right? Now, you may have done squats in the past. What would I recommend as a replacement for the squat, the classic barbell squat? I would say something quite simple, a classic split squat. You're going to find a wall for support. You're going to split your feet out, up on my back toe there, chest up, nice posture, slowly down towards the ground, the back knee, and come back up with control, and back up. To show you from the front. Again, it's okay to use a wall for support to start with, okay? If this is too much for you, I've got an exercise next which is going to be effective as well. Just like that, easy split squat, but we start with 8 reps, work up to 12, 15 in a gradual progressive fashion. Now, another popular exercise in the gym, which I would say avoid if you're suffering from herniated disc pain, sciatica nerve pain, is the leg press. You lie locked in, you're pushing the legs against that heavy weight. Very often people get fatigued, the butt will lift, a lot of excess pressure on a flexed spine, not good for disc problems. I would replace that with a simple step up, okay? So we've got a step here. Again, I would start on the lower side, okay? Maybe 10, 12 inches to start with. And I'll show you two variations. You can do what's called the side step up here. Put my foot on here. I just turn the toes out to roughly 1 o'clock on a clock dial. Head up, chest up. I push with this lead leg. Push, stabilize, and come back down. Push, stabilize, and come back down. Push, hold for a second, come back down. And you'll see when I come down, I'm placing my foot. I'm not dropping into it. Okay, that's going to put a lot of stress to the hips. You want to push all with this lead leg, stabilize, and come back down. Okay? You can do what's called the front step up. I'll show you from the side here. Again, I'm close into the step. Push, control, hold, stabilize, place my foot back down. Push, hold, stabilize, and come back down. And again, have a wall close is really useful in case you need to get some balance issues. Really good to start with that wall beside you and a low step. You can even start even lower than this, it's not a problem. We want to start at the sort of base beginner level and work your way up from there. Okay, so a nice, safe replacement for the leg press if you are suffering from herniated bulging discs and sciatica nerve pain. Now, number 5 on my list is the leg extension. A lot of people, leg extension machine, you're sitting there, you're kicking your legs, kicking the legs out, okay? People often get into this, it's like actually aggravates the sciatica because you end up going into this like position where you're stretching the nerve out like a slump test. Not great. I would replace that with something called a Nordic lean or Nordic reverse curl. It's got a couple of different names on this. I'll show you from the side and the front. I'm going to put your knees in the mat, knees together, feet together, strong posture, glutes tight, core tight, and I'm going to lean back and I'll start feeling tension in the front part of my legs and then use that to bring yourself back up to the start. I lean back, I feel a stretch, tension in my inner leg muscles and pull myself back up. To show you from the front, you don't need to go crazy and lean all the way back, okay? It's for beginners, you want to start, as I said, knees together, feet together, brace my abs, brace my core here, glutes are squeezed tight, and I'm going to lean back. Oh, I can feel a stretch inside of my thighs there, called the VMO muscle, and use them to pull myself back up. Activate those muscles and bring myself back up to the start. Again, start with 8 reps, work your way up to 10, 12, 15, etc. So, leg extension replaced with Nordic lean. Perfect, nice and safe. Now another classic one is the lying leg curl. So I'm lying face down and I'm curling in. People will, again, often stretching out the sciatica nerve. It's going to hurt. They'll often hyperextend the back as they're lifting that heavy weight. Not good. How do we replace it? Something quite simple. That's going to be a hip extension. Now we'll start with a very, very basic level here. You're going to be on the ground, on our back. We can start with the feet roughly hip width apart. Engage my glutes, core braced, hands palm facing the floor. I squeeze my glutes, I lift my hips up, hold for a count of 1, 2. We come down slowly, just touch the ground with my glutes, and squeeze, lift and hold. 1, 2, and come back down. Nice, easy, safe replacement for the hamstring curl. You are working the same musculature, obviously at a much lower intensity, lower level, but when you've got those herniated disc pain, sciatica nerve pains, we have to start at that lower level and we slowly build up resilience, okay? Now, a bit more of upper body. It's going to be bent over row. How do we replace that? Again, it's a great exercise, but again, when you're bent over in this position with the barbell, not great for your lower back region. One arm row, I'm going to replace that as well. One arm dumbbell row, classically, like this. There's a lot of can be a rotation, pulling, agonizing pain affecting you here because of the herniated disc. Sciatica nerves being stretched. If it's down your left side, right side, we want to change that exercise. So we're going to jump to a different location to do that one. So, but some upper body work here. I mentioned in the last video, bent over barbell row. Not a great exercise if you have herniated disc, bulging disc, sciatica nerve pain. A nice one you can replace it with. Most gyms now have these suspension trainer, TRX type of devices. Okay, you can do a nice simple row here. So we take both hands. Okay, I'm on my heels. Nice flat posture, neutral spine, and I just roll. So I'm working the same musculature, bracing my core. There's no excessive stress on my lower back. You can do it safely if you've got sciatica nerve pain, herniated disc pain. And I do actually, with some of the clients I work with, I do recommend you pick one of these up if you can. It costs about 30 bucks, 25 euros, whatever. Really good piece of kit that can do many, many things at home. No need for the gym. Now, the next one was the one-arm dumbbell row, where people can obviously hurt themselves with twisting, etc. So a really simple one that you can do is we can attach a band here. Again, most gyms have these bands nowadays in the corner, somewhere in a box perhaps, okay? You can attach it to, I would attach to this frame here, and again, you can get different tensions of band, harder, easier, and we're simply standing up, left hand here, right leg forward, my palm is down, I'm gonna row, I'm gonna turn my palm up, squeeze the shoulder blade back, keep the shoulder down, and release. Pull, squeeze, row, and release. Okay, I'm not rotating into it, I'm bracing, keep myself upright, neutral spine, row, and stretch. Again, another simple, effective, safe exercise that you can do if you are suffering from herniated bulging discs. It takes away from those much more stressful exercises, okay? I'm not saying you'll be able to do them again, but barbell row especially is very, very tough on the lower back region, much safer using the suspension trainer. However, I'm going to go back to the different location to finish up with some abs. Now we've come back, we've got number 9 and 10 coming up here. Now, another classic thing you'll see people often do is sit-up crunches, okay? They will throw themselves up like this, okay? When you've got back pain, herniated disc, sciatica nerve pain, not a great exercise. What can we replace it with? We can replace it with a simple curl up, McGill curl up, it's often called after Stuart McGill. Quite simple exercise. We lie down, we put one leg straight. I take my hands here, put them under my lower back. Okay, now, watch me first. I'm gonna lift my elbows, brace my core, and I just squeeze. I lift my shoulders a little bit off the ground. My lower back stays flat, the spine stays straight. Hold for a count of 3, and then come back down. A big breath, lift my elbows, brace my abs, like so contracting my abdominals, and then I squeeze, tiny lifts. I'm not lifting up high, okay? So very small squeeze and lift. If I take one hand out, my abdominals are activated, they're working there. Hold that for a count of 3 and come back down, okay? And you can change legs between sets. And you'll want to work again, maybe start with 8 reps, work your way up 10, 12 at a time. But it's a safe way of activating the abdominal muscles without flexing your spine, without aggravating those herniated discs, bulging discs, okay? Now, another one I often see people love to do, but they can't do anymore, and I recommend you don't do it when you're having that issue, is the seated Russian twist. You see people, they have the weight here, they're rotating side to side. Sometimes the feet are elevated, okay? A lot of rotational stress on the lower back region. Your discs are not going to be very happy if they are damaged at the time. What can we do as a replacement? Okay, I would replace this one, as a suggestion, with a kneeling shoulder tap exercise. It is trying to fight kind of counter rotation. So let me show you this. We're on the floor here on the mat. We're in a knee push-up position, okay? And what you're gonna do, we're gonna take one hand here and we're gonna come across to touch the opposite elbow and then back to the ground. Now, what we're doing here, when I lift that hand up, I have to shift my weight onto 3 points of contact. I'm trying to stop myself from doing this, from dropping, okay? I want to show you from the side, it's much more apparent. So, if I'm not stabilizing and I lift my hand up, I'm gonna, topple over. So I counter that by bracing the abdominal core. Now, this is the easiest version on the knees. I can make it harder on the knees by bringing my knees closer together. Okay, I can make it easier, put my knees further apart and my hands further apart. So again, we'll show you from the side. So my back, again, I don't want to be overextended, over-rounded. So in the neutral position, start here, and I push my chest away from the floor. One hand comes off, I brace, I'm trying not to fall over. I touch the shoulder, place it back down. Other side, change, and place it back down. I'll show you from the front. So I'm here. Okay, for beginners, probably hip width apart is perfectly good starting point. I'm not looking up, but I am for the camera, of course. But you're going to be head in line with your spine. I come up. At this pace, I touch, I place back down. I brace, I hold, other side, touch, and I come back down. Brace, hold. See the speed? This is the speed I expect you to. I don't be, like this, okay? Very controlled movements. You feel the abdominals working. That becomes too easy, you bring the knees in. When that becomes too easy, you can even move up into a full push-up position, okay? Repetition-wise, again, I would start out with probably 8 in total, go to 10, and then progress your way up as the days and weeks go on. So folks, there is 10 replacement exercises for some of the most common TEM gym exercises people tend to use. Those replacements I've found to be safe and effective. If you are coming back from a herniated disc, bulging disc, I do recommend you try those out. If you've got any questions at all on this video, please hit me up in the comment section down below. If you are out there struggling with your own back pain issues, you need some guidance, whatever, feel free to send me an email. You can book in if you want for a free discovery call. I help as many people as I can out there suffering from these problems. I'll get back to everybody by email, comments, etc. I always respond. Might take me some time, but I do get there in the end, okay? All right, guys, listen, don't forget to like, share, and of course, subscribe. Check out those other 2 videos coming up soon, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.